First up this week, a story about balancing urban sprawl with food production in some of the nation's most fertile farming areas. Much of the debate in the Sydney Basin focuses on the demand for new residential developments. But if agriculture, fishing and horticulture are to survive on the fringe of Australia's biggest city, the health of the Hawkesbury-Nepean River catchment will be of equal importance. More than 3,000 volunteers are working to improve its water quality and ensure a sustainable future for primary industries. Sean Murphy joined some of them on a unique journey from the source of the river to the sea for this report.
Okay, let's go.
They're the Willow Warriors, a group of adventure conservationists dedicated to ridding New South Wales of invasive weeds like willows.
One of the valuable things that we can provide is we go into remote areas because we want to go there, because we want to go and paddle there or bushwalk or mountain bike ride or climb or all those sorts of activities. And at the same time, we can actually be mapping where weeds are and be helping get rid of all the small infestations, report where there's large problems, so that then contractors can get in and get rid of the large problems. So we're part of the solution. We're not the solution.
Today they're on the Wingecarribee River near Berrima in the Southern Highlands. They've been revegetating these small islands and have returned to deal with regrowth of seed-spreading pussy willow, or cinerea.
We've done about 80 kilometres of river, and it's taken us about 3-4 years we've been doing this. And there was actually a project running before us, so it's probably taken about 8 years to get rid of most of the willows off this river. Doing a staged project because it had ongoing funding with the local council, and it's just been, as you saw today, it's just a beautiful river.
The Willow Warriors are also part of a unique event known as the Source to Sea Paddle, a 4-day journey from the upper reaches of the Hawkesbury-Nepean catchment to the sea. Along the way they'll meet farmers, fishermen and, importantly, other volunteers working towards improving the health of one of Australia's most important river systems.
The Hawkesbury-Nepean is a catchment of natural significance. It has some great environmental values, including the fact that it has 13% of the world's eucalypt species that reside here. 10% of Australia's vascular plants reside here. Over 50% of the catchment is already protected in terms of being national park or reserve or World Heritage area. The Source to Sea, I guess, focuses on the mouth of the river, and it really is the canary, I suppose. It indicates the health of the catchment, overall catchment. So ensuring that we learn from the issues that are identified in that project, and that we safeguard through our investment in that project is really important to us.
It encompasses 170 kilometres of the river, and it's just a chance for people to meet each other and to see how they fit into the broader picture of the restoration of the river. We have 130 Landcare groups in our catchment, and we engage over 3,000 people. So you can just imagine how much work those people are doing and what a big contribution that will be to the health of the river.
Well, I did one of these Source to Seas 2 years ago, and the thing I love about doing is seeing what other people are doing along the river, just seeing the impact of some of the work I've been doing, but also what other people are doing that sort of links into what I'm doing as well, and what our other volunteers are doing.
Oh, here's the Cottrell Valley Landcare group. How's it going, guys?
Hey, you got here at last.
Yeah, long time.
A bit longer than you thought, hey?
Yeah, we're planning against the tide. bit of a misplanning there, I think.
It always is. Murphy's Law.
We'll make it to the sea eventually.
Yeah. I'm glad you didn't miss us, though.
Yeah. What you up to today?
Upstream. Did you find a lot of weeds upstream?
The Colo Valley Landcare Group has about 60 landholders who gather once a month to work on clearing invasive weeds and trying to return the river bank to its natural state.
And if you're focused and positive, like we started on this project here, and we thought it was daunting, but where behind me here, there's a little bit more Tree of Heaven, but this was all Arundo and Lantana. So when you come back 10 years on, see trees that we've planted and see the weeds under control and more of a natural balance, it's inspiring. And to have people with vision to say, yes, we can tackle, together as a community, we can tackle this whole river system and the riverbanks. Yes, it is daunting, but it makes it achievable.
You've obviously collected seed from this local riverbank, which is fantastic to use local provenance.
Linda Hanlon is a catchment officer and specialist in riparian vegetation. She says restoring this riverbank flora provides a boost to the river's immune system.
A really wide, healthy, complex riparian zone, and by complex I mean all the layers from the trees to the shrubs to the ground covers and to the reeds in the waterways. It provides a natural filtering system for what's happening upstream or upslope. It provides the ecosystem for native fauna and for critters and microorganisms. So if you've got a healthy riverbank, if you've got that filtering capacity there, then you'll have a healthy waterway.
The Hawkesbury-Nepean catchment generates more than $1 billion a year in agriculture and horticulture. Through its Nutrient Smart Farms program, the Catchment Authority is helping farmers such as Rex Boardman and his 89-year-old father Vic fence creek lines and keep their cattle and excessive nutrient out of the river system.
There's no good waiting for anyone else to come and do it.
That's right.
You can wait all day if you go waiting for people to help you.
In this instance, we're looking at sort of a 40 or 50 hectare agricultural sort of production farm, and we're looking at sort of nutrient benefit savings of about 600 kilograms of nitrogen, roughly about 60 kilograms of phosphorus per annum. When that's amplified across a broader landscape, it's a pretty big issue. So, yeah, hopefully, we'll see some results down the track.
I can hold the mattock and the shovel nowadays. I'm getting a bit ancient, but I can still tell you how to do it.
The Nutrient Smart Farms program is also helping the Boardmans stay on the 100-hectare Camden farm, which their family has owned for 6 generations. It means they can remain viable in the face of mounting pressure from residential developers.
On our own, we probably would not have been able to achieve what we're going to achieve here. Oh yes, we're feeling the pressure from the developers all the time when local farmers and landholders are pressured to put in applications for development. It also puts pressure on us who are trying to continue farming in this area and in the results of higher rates because of higher land values.
There are currently more than 1 million people living in the Hawkesbury-Nepean catchment, with predictions of 1.3 million residents by 2019. Although beautiful to look at, this choking salvinia weed is a direct result of people pressure.
It's kind of like the litmus paper of how healthy the country is, and the river's not very healthy at the moment. In fact, the little stretch here from Penrith to Richmond is over half it's treated sewerage.
Chris Tobin is a Darug Aboriginal man and a Landcare volunteer. He's a member of the Yellomundee Landcarers, one of 6 Aboriginal Landcare groups operating on the river their ancestors knew for millennia as Durubban.
This is one of our standard bush care days, so a group of people get together, mainly Aboriginal people with a few non-Aboriginal people, and basically we're working through the site trying to weed. We've been doing it for it's coming up for 2 years now.
I quite take it seriously, our role as caretakers and custodians here, and that's the difficult part for a lot of Aboriginal people. We feel a deep attachment to our ancestral country, and it's not a matter of if this place gets too despoiled that we can feel free to pick up and move to another area. So I feel, I've got to keep working at this so we've got something, a decent place to leave to our children.
The Source to Sea project is as much about good fun as good river management. with a new generation of landcarers being exposed to adventure conservation.
We're basically offering all these opportunities out to young people to get involved. We've had some good feedback, but we're just basically now waiting to see, because we've been running a program for 3 years with young people in high schools getting involved in our program. And so I'm now basically waiting to see whether they come back to us once they get into university to actually get involved in conservation.
Erin Rowe is the sort of volunteer he's talking about. She formed the Hawkesbury Young Landcare group and last year was named Australia's Young Landcarer of the Year.
The main thing that I get out of it is watching young people achieve something and making, you can see them feel like they're worthy and that they're achieving positive things for their community. I think the key is to make sure you just let the young people be themselves, and that helps it become interesting for them because they can express themselves and have a good time.
At Camp Yellomundee, near where the Macdonald River meets the Hawkesbury at Wiseman's Ferry, they're fishing for bass. But what sets these keen anglers apart from the other 43,000 recreational fishers on the river is that they're helping track the health of the fish they catch. For the last 23 years, Sydney and Blue Mountains bass fishing clubs have been collecting catch data to help scientists better understand any changes to fish stocks.
39. In the Hawkesbury-Nepean, I've got to say I haven't seen a great deal of change in the bass, but as far as the mullet, and the bully mullet and the freshwater mullet, they've declined in numbers. Used to see giant schools in the river, but not anymore. But the bass seem to hold their own. They're a tough fish. I think they use all the invasive weed that's crept into the river. I think they use it as cover. Being an ambush type fish, they use it as cover, and it's been a benefit to them in a way.
Hi Gary, how's it going?
Good. And you?
Pretty good, pretty good. You catching again?
The Hawkesbury also sustains a viable commercial fishing industry, producing about $6 million worth of seafood a year. It boasts the second largest estuarine trawl fishery in New South Wales and has remained healthy and sustainable while other metropolitan waterways such as Sydney Harbour have been closed to commercial fishers.
Port Jackson's closed, Botany Bay's been closed. So the Hawkesbury is the people of Sydney's fresh seafood supply, and that's it. So, yeah, it's very, very important. It's crucial.
Rolf Norrington is one of 45 prawn trawlermen fishing the Hawkesbury estuary.
The fishery's in a good state, and as you can see, they're good-sized prawns here. They're probably the largest school prawns you'll get in the estuaries. Yeah, the Hawkesbury has the best prawn.
You've been working here 25 years. What sort of changes have you seen on the river?
Quite a few. Fair bit of development on the river. A lot more pressure put on the river environmentally from treated sewage being put into the river from all the way up the top to down here lately at Brooklyn. So it's an issue. Despite the improved methods of treat it, the volume is increasing all the time.
And what other sort of environmental challenges are you concerned about?
There's other things as well. There's increasing infrastructure on the river, and especially further up Wiseman's Ferry and above, where you've got development and moorings being put in without consultation, so we're losing quite a bit of our fishing ground. The main problem is the lack of consultation, and yet the prawn industry has been here since World War II.
Despite those pressures, water quality in the estuary is improving.
Well, using the indicator of toxic algal blooms in the mid-90s, we were getting regular toxic algal blooms in different parts of the Hawkesbury estuary. They cause fish kills, they mean closures of the estuary. You can't boat, you can't even boat on it. You can't get in the water, you can't touch the water, you can't harvest shellfish, you can't fish there. In the mid-90s, that was happening regularly, during the summer especially, but also you get blooms in winter. In recent years, we haven't had a relevant toxic algal bloom. Yeah, well, as I was saying, this is the way we used to do all our environmental monitoring and water quality, using this little portable probe. It measures dissolved oxygen, temperature, salinity, things that we need to measure to get a general idea of water quality in the lower estuary.
Dr Ross McPherson runs the Hornsby Shire Council's Water Catchments team. It now gathers real-time data